We're gonna talk about life, okay?
What do you guys think is going to happen?
So introduction first, guys.
What do you think is going to happen next year
It's a fucking introduction.
when Elon Musk releases the robots on the world and actually start really taking jobs? Because they already have diesel trucks that are driving without drivers. So what do you think is going to happen to the job market, especially for young men like yourself in college getting degrees and BAs and stuff like that don't seem to be really getting jobs right now. I know.
You want my real answer or the
I
funny
want, I
one?
want your real one.
My real answer, I feel like it's gonna take away a lot of opportunities for students to figure out what the job, like working a job, is like, because of all of these like all the robots and all this automation, it's mostly gonna be used to take over all of the grunt work jobs, which is where a lot of like teenagers or like high schoolers going to college pick up like their first bit of work experience. So now when they end up getting their first job after they graduate or after whatever trade they learn, they're gonna go in with no clue what an actual workplace it looks like.
But what I'm saying is, you're talking about high school, right? So a freshman that's going into high school right now, in 4 years, you've allowed at least two generations of advancement within the robotic community. So a version probably 5, possibly 6, that's going to be able to do pretty much anything that's available if you have enough money to buy one, which they're going to try and push the cost down, I'm sure, to probably 15 grand. But once you can get cost down to 15 grand, all things around the house will be able to be done by robots. What do you think is going to happen to
Are you are you trying to get into a conversation of like how the projected job market is going to be for the rest of whatever future that entails, or do you want to get into the side of the conspiracy, which is now, according to some, the reality that we're living in? Is that what you're trying to get into?
No, I would.
Just keep it
The,
logical.
the logic increase
Okay.
in robotics that's going to happen
So-
and is happening.
I feel that, sorry to interrupt, by the way, I feel that it's one of those things where like, yes, of course, there's going to be a lot of jobs that are going to be, I don't want to use the word obsolete, right? But there's going to be no need for an actual human workforce, at least from what we see, right? Mind you, I am also teetering into the conspiracy side of things, so who knows? Who am I to project, right? What's going to happen, what jobs are going to be. But there's a lot of jobs that, from what it looks like, depending on how robots are used, right? Because they do have a function, which is to serve us, correct? But would you say they're just as good as a human would be or not? Obviously, they are programmed to be the best at what they do because they're the robot, right? The difference between human and robot, from my understanding, is like they have unlimited energy, they don't get tired, they don't complain, they don't do all these things, right? So with that being said, in favor of right the boss or whatever it is, the people that are going this, I think the most logical thing would be for them to, I mean, I wouldn't say employ robots because like they're literally. Can we say that? Is it what we call them employing
Well, they're
robots?
not employed because you're not really paying.
You get what I'm saying, though,
I
right?
guess my thing is like, sure, like production or sale costs can be brought down to 15 grand, right? It depends on how efficient they are and how much maintenance they need.
True.
In the long, like short term, or like not short term, I guess like in the medium term and that middle range, like, they could be cheaper than actual employees, but it all depends on the maintenance costs. Long term, they could end up being a lot more.
What do you say?
Let me ask you guys this.
What?
Say right now that Optimus Prime version 3 robot came out right this minute, and it was $15,000 or 20.
What Optimus Prime? The 80s, 90s, or the newer one?
No, that's what they're talking.
That's the
no,
name of the
Optimus Prime,
robot.
That's the name. Or you're talking about this? We're talking about that too.
that's Elon Musk's robot.
This is Amaran Archie. He likes that shit. So,
That shit's sick as fuck. There's
It's-
a reason they made so many
Elon
movies.
Musk's robot, right? For 15 or 20 grand, if it came out and it said, okay, it's going to be able to do 90% of the housework, clean the dishes, put them in the dishwasher, take them back out, put them up. Help with the robots that are cleaning. You have ones that already have robots that clean my floors or whatever. But it's going to do the dusting, move things around, put things in the right place. It's going to go outside. Like I have a robotic lawnmower that mows my yard right now.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to go out and make sure if it gets stuck, it's going to move it. Like, okay, put it in the right place. Right. So I already have those.
So it would be more of like a AI assistant.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So let's say you have a doctor's appointment, right? And it reminds you, hey, Mike, just like your phone does right now. Hey, Mike, you got a doctor's appointment, yada yada yada. The Tesla's already ready to go. you know, by the way, just got back from making you $3,000 from taxing other people around because you bought it as a taxi. And I'm talking about the next 4 years, all this happening. But would you buy that robot now if it did all the jobs that no one really loves to do? And then, you know, at some point it'll be able to cook for you, right? You wake up, you're like, oh man, it's gonna take me 20 minutes to get up. You know, the robot goes, yeah, okay, I know it takes you 24 minutes to get up. If I start cooking in 16 minutes, when you're ready to eat, the food's going to be ready, and I'm going to be able to give it to you as long as there's no mistake, right? Like I said, 90%. It's cleaning the toilets, you know, it's helping clean the showers. Yeah, there's going to be that 10% that it's not good at, right? But for the most part, for people who have a basic cleanliness,
Yeah,
they're going to be good. Now, people that are hoarders is a whole different, you know.
that's a whole different story.
They already have more problems.
That's a complete opposite. Like that's like the worst case scenario. Like
Can I add a question on top
Yeah.
of this?
Yeah.
I'll even go as far as this because what I'm thinking about is like because you mentioned housework, right? You mentioned how what the robot's functions are. How about even going to the point of like how? I mean, I don't want because I don't know the exact fact about it, but I know in like certain parts of I want to say it's China, but they're messing with the well, not messing. There's a prototype again. I don't know how far they have gone into it, where like they're literally trying to make your own wife, like as an android, right? Like in the movies and the sci-fi stuff.
It's more in Japan, but yeah, I don't.
So
I haven't seen that
I was gonna
yet.
say you would know. Why would I say that?
That's so messed up.
That's so messed up. I'm so
What are you
sorry.
implying there?
I'm implying that he has a lot of money and he's willing to buy
I can't talk, by the way, so I'm always into tech.
Yes,
so I
yes.
I bought AMD, by the way, at $98.
Right here, right here, right here.
Yeah, but that's one of them.
You know, I know. I'm closer. You're whispering. You're whispering. So
Bought AMD at $98.
there you go.
Yeah.
I made a lot of money
But anyways,
This-
no, but would you like just with what we
But on
said?
top of that, would you do that?
Would you buy it? Would you buy the robot?
Would you buy the
I
robot?
feel like if I had this like money to spare, like say if I'm making 250 grand, 300 grand a year, and I'm not worried. I have money to invest. I have my stuff paid off, and I'm not worried about anything. Yeah, I would spend 15 grand on a robot if the maintenance cost isn't crazy. Yeah.
Would you do that as a life partner though?
No.
No. Would you?
For house cleaning, that's
No.
weird.
No. For everything. What I'm saying, like, but that's what I was trying to bring. up with the Japanese stuff.
I
No,
see where you're going with it because
Right?
I believe that in in different select societies and things like that, and I mean there's been movies about it.
Yeah.
It's going to be if you make a certain amount of money or you may have a certain amount of time, why are you dedicating something to somebody else? There's going to be it's a little bit of a fear of society becoming a very, very individual society, individualistic, and
Fear in what sense?
I don't know where that's going to go because
If
the
everyone
way
like everyone stays to themselves, there's no more community collaboration.
your life is online.
Everything is online.
Isn't it now though?
No,
There's
not
still stuff like this.
Yeah. Well, you have
That's why it's weird.
they made the movie where the guy, you know, he was a superhero warrior, blah 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 blah, online.
Yeah.
You know, he was some kind of badass online.
Yeah.
All the whole movie was about that. And
Yeah.
then in the end, he was this, 500-pound dude strapped in a chair with, things everywhere, so he could
What movie is
experience
this?
it. It was a dystopian movie.
Older one or newer one?
Basically, it's a newer one, and basically what happened was the government found out that if they paid for people's Wi-Fi and things like that, they didn't really take care of themselves, and it culled the population.
Yeah.
No one lived over like 67 years old, but it benefited those extreme type A personalities that could make it out of the system per se. Now, I'm not saying that's what the dystopia is going to be, but I think we see averages, and I think it matters because right now you have so many social media companies and social, just like TV, things like that, and the government at the same time. It's not just about money; it's about controlling the revenue, controlling the person to purchase the revenue. The first company that really hammered that home was Apple. You get in their ecosystem, you've got to stay in their ecosystem, right? So I think you're looking at more controls and less about money. in the future, not right now, but in the future, because money's not going to have power. It's going to be they're going to tax the big huge corporations, and they're just going to give you stuff. You know, they've already said it. They'll own nothing and like it.
Yeah.
You know, but I wonder about the robots. Like how long do you think it will take?
To get started, or to
Well, no, I mean to where it's like where all of a sudden, just like where there was cars and wagons, and all of a
so where it
sudden,
becomes a house. You're trying to see how long it would take before it becomes like a household.
where was
item.
the switch? Like we went from, you know, one thing to the next.
I think the main switch will happen
I'll be right
when
back,
they
guys.
become readily available.
We're doing right now part of it.
Yeah,
You don't have to.
Ivan,
We need to stick with.
Ivan took one of the mics. So
I think the big switch is gonna happen when they're readily available. Like once it becomes a household name, because they'd have to have that initial trust factor. So once they start getting implemented into like homes, because of course the mega rich are gonna get these first, because $15,000 is nothing.
but if it's 15, see, so here's my measurement of success on things. This is how I very logically try to differentiate between what's going to work and what's not going to work. So, for example, the car was better than the wagon, right?
Yeah.
But maybe not in the beginning. But eventually, you don't hardly see wagons anymore, right?
You don't never see them.
Then you get into pharmaceuticals,
Yeah.
right? Pharmaceuticals overtook naturopaths, you know, nature, blah, 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 partially because of one particular billionaire who pushed, you know, the two snakes on the rod. Anyways, that was also in the Bible. But he pushed that clinical case, but he controlled the entirety of it,
Oh yeah.
you know, and that pushed everything in that one direction. But as you see things work and people enjoy them, like our phones, they work too well. You got rid of the camera, right? Cameras, got rid of video cameras. I mean, they're almost non-existent to normal people because we don't need them. Calculators, these things. Now you're starting to see with drugs, right? So, Retta, right? You see that. You see Ozempic. It's everywhere. You know, all these weight loss drugs that work in massive, you know, amounts of people. Like, everybody wants to be fit. Everybody wants to look good, but they want it to be a little bit easier. And I'm not saying they're taking the easy way out. They want it to be a little bit easier, and that's fine. That's not a problem. But it's when it becomes, oh, everybody takes this pill, everybody gets thin, everyone takes this pill, everyone gets jacked, everyone takes this pill. Their eyes are green, blue, orange, whatever color they want. There's no one's genuine.
Yeah.
Nothing is genuine. Then all of a sudden, the odd person out becomes some person that nobody could even imagine. Music is being taken over. Movies is being taken over. There's the possibility of, you know, a thought that's just, oh man, that's amazing. That's super unique. It seems to not exist anymore. Go back to the whole saying, "There's nothing new under the sun." You know, the world is a stage. Whichever thing you want to use. But as these things work, and they really work, like the weight loss drugs, like a car, like the cell phone, like the brain implants they're working on in China. That one guy that just left after 2 years, he went over there. He's one of the top brain neuroscientists because he got in trouble by the U.S. government. He's over in China.
Which one are you talking about? Because there's two. There's like the actual like brain chip.
The guy had cancer, and he got in trouble because he was working with China, and he went over there, and now he's like, they've given him access to everything.
Everything, yeah.
And I'm not saying, I don't actually think it's a bad thing, because I think that the way our government works, like America, we'd still be in 1950s, 60s, 70 cars without any real, oh, look, we got a little more horsepower. And that's all they'd give us if these other countries didn't come up with more stuff, especially since about the late 90s.
Yeah.
You know, it would be like Apple does, you know, this little bitty improvement, this little bitty improvement, this little
It's a
bitty
war of
improvement.
advancements, but if you advance too much, you're giving the people around you too much power.
That's what I think we struggle with here now, is our government's like, well, we don't want to do too much.
They're trying to find the perfect balance of giving it, like making us look the best, but not actually being the best.
Yeah, and if they have like they just cleared the thing where the mouse, if you the male mouse, they gave him some drug and it lived 73 or 78% longer. They haven't been able to do it in the female mouse, but that basically extends to our population. They say they can do it more than once. So this is on one dose.
I've
And
seen
if
that
200 years-
it stops your DNA from unraveling because that's what causes death. It's your body stops to function properly,
And everybody
Yeah.
wants to live longer if you can have the health that's
To go
good
with
to
it.
go with it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to live to be 200 and feel like they're dying.
and feel
every
like
day.
they're 200.
Yeah, like nobody. I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
I'm just listening. I'm listening.
No, you're good. That's all I got.
No, I do like that.
Go again, this. I'm trying to wait for
What's up, beautiful? Have a good night.
Yeah, no, I see exactly what you're getting into. I do agree with you where they are. The world's becoming a crazy place right now. The advancements we're making, and I call them like new advancements, but we're probably still about like at 70. We're probably only using about 70%, 60% of the stuff we have available.
Oh, that's like that airship that they've been chasing around for 10 years. They're like, oh, we don't know what it is, and it's some anti-gravity thing.
Yeah, I've seen
And
that.
the problem is like, okay,
The
if
pill,
you-
right?
yeah, if you look at back to the 70s and the 60s when the Blackbird was thought about, it was created and they've been building that stuff at whatever institution they've been built. It's been getting done,
Yeah.
and if it exists, whether it's been reverse engineered or if it's been changed. I mean, now we literally can make light stand still into like a light bridge.
I've seen that.
So, the technology is there. That's why I think this technology about the Ozempic coming out, they're like, oh, look, I mean, it's from the 80s, 90s. It's not some miracle thing. It's
It's
just,
not something new. It's
Yeah.
been around for a while.
yeah, and it just, but then you have fast food companies that have been putting stuff into their food forever to try and get you to eat more.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
And you can see that by the change in how heavy people got. Of course, we got a little more sedentary. But then everyone just kept getting heavier and heavier, and the kids keep getting heavier and heavier. And it's not, it's fine if you have some extra weight, but it's the whole thing of, man, why is it everybody? Why is all of a sudden the testosterone falling off a cliff for men
Yeah.
in their late 20s? Sometimes in their early 20s. It's something's going on, and it's usually a chemical.
The actual, like, what do you call it? What's it called? Where, like, the materialistic quality of life is increasing, while our actual, like, quality of our
Yes.
life is decreasing. Yeah, like, we have iPhones and, like, fucking laptops and sports cars now. Compared to,
we have entertainment.
yeah.
everywhere.
Materialistic quality of
Yeah.
life is, like, through the roof right now.
Yeah.
But our actual quality of life is just awful.
Massive amounts of things taking our view and our point of view and move on. Oh yeah, that's great. It's
It's just a big distraction.
When you go, boy, wouldn't it be great just to like go sit in a park like that guy is doing in France or Spain or England or wherever you're looking at whatever they're doing. Most of the time, you have something very similar to wherever you live that you can go to too. What you say?
No, I can attest to that, bro. Like I've loved playing video games. Like I grew up playing games, and I just took another break again. I stopped playing games for a bit. I think I've visited Knight's Ferry for like work 3 times in the last week, and even after I'm done working, just sitting there and like at a bench, looking at this river flowing through this town where there's not even like I think barely 90 people live there.
Yeah.
And so you hear nothing except for like the water flowing, the leaves like waving in the wind, and it's just so peaceful. Like
Fantastic.
we really do need to connect with like nature and the stuff around us a lot more.
All right, what do you want to do next? That's all I got.
Come on, keep talking. I'm just here. I'm listening. Whatever you guys want to talk. Because we have time, but I'm running.
Are we going to try and talk to other people or no? because I think it's getting kind of late.
You got anything you want to talk about, Budgie?
No, it's fine. Whatever you guys want to talk about, it's fine. I'm just here chilling. Whatever you guys want to do, it's up to you guys, bro. I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
You want to
Everything okay, bro?
Yeah, I'm fine, bro.
Sure.
Yeah, fine.
You look like you've gone through it, bro.
No.
What's on your mind, bro? What ailments are troubling you?
Well, I'll say my thoughts on what you said, bro.
Conspiracy theory.
Fuck the conspiracy theory.
No.
Hear me out. So I'll say this one thing, bro. This motherfucker.
It's a little public area.
I'm down to hit him up. I'm down. I'm angry. I need to fucking get this thing down.
It's okay. We're fine.
Alright.
Public
Fuck you,
area.
bro.
Everyone.
God damn.
More. What? How's it go? Like, the heart is like that.
Alright. Well, we'll get back to it.
Topic of the day.
I'll say
People
something
need to be
Hold on,
more
Archie.
mindful of their
Hold on,
surroundings.
Archie, fuck that. No, hear me out. I'll say something with the conspiracy side of things, bro. Because you mentioned that I really do feel what's going on, bro, is that life's gotten too fucking easy, bro. You know? In the sense of, like, I mean, I know it's hardship in many ways, bro, but things have become very easy. And I'll tell you one thing, because I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and it was an older person. And pretty much it was on the whole sense of, like, oh, you guys got it so easy. Like, look at everything that's given to you guys. He was obviously from Mexico, a different guy, right? And you mentioned the obese part, right? And so many other factors that people do. And it's just like, I don't think we're meant, and I hope you kind of engage in something you're talking about. I don't think we're meant to be fucking being at home, bro, and doing nothing and playing video games. And I'm not going to say that's what our future's looking like, but that's from what I'm getting with a lot of obese people. A lot of people there are not happy with themselves. They're just at home. Why? Because technology and everything has made things very accessible. Nowadays, you're hungry, bro. And I'll tell you this morning, bro. Fucking, I woke up. I could have made myself a good breakfast, but I was like, fuck it. I'll just go to McDonald's, get a coffee, and get a sausage cream muffin, right? And I know that's not in the sense of a robot or doing something for you, but everything's so accessible now. At the same time, it is and it's not. Even we can even go as far as just the poverty rate, right? And this is not about being obese, or it's just a sense of what I think it's happened to our society, bro. It's there's this movie that I saw. I think it was called Dystopia. It was made like in the early '90s. It was about the future, and they spoke about like how Gatorade is not like legitimately anything that involves fueling actual athletes. It's actually doing bad for us because of the chemicals, right? But again, it's so easy to obtain, right? I'll tell you, for me, I never really drank water when I was younger. All it was Gatorade because that's what I liked and that's what we drank. But Gatorade is not meant to be drank like that. There are things that are not natural, and I feel the reason why we are gonna end up. I don't want to say we're gonna end up having this whole thing where we're like connected to a computer and we're just sitting down, we're just
Why,
fast
like
doing
the
nothing.
Matrix or something?
But honestly, bro, I think some of us would like that. And I'm not gonna say that. I mean, who wouldn't want to live this life, right? It's like, I'll give you another thing. So I was talking to the same guy, and he said, "What's the meaning of life?" Because I don't know the meaning. And I was like, "Bro, you're older than me. How do you not know the meaning?" And then I thought about it. I was like, "Fuck. The point of life is to live life. You know what I'm saying? It's to live it to the fullest, whatever that means to you." I can go on the whole motivational spiel and being like, "Fuck that. You need to be more self-sufficient." But I'm also part of the problem. Why? Because I do use technology. I get lost. I look at a phone. I look at maps, and it makes it so much easier. It's not like before where we would take out the whole map and do all this whole shit, right? But what I'm saying is this. I feel like, I know that's not really necessarily the question, but what I was thinking in my mind was just the fact that eventually I do feel we're going to be plugged into a computer. And I feel that's going to be the norm. Because nowadays it's like, even, I mean, back when you were in school, bro, even when I was in school, bro, like, I'm not going to say it's okay to bully somebody or it's okay to be like, but things were different, very different. And nowadays,
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to say
Nothing,
kids.
not every little moment was on a camera.
And would you say that's the sense of the technology? It's because
Yeah,
you got
we-
it softer?
Hey, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you make one mistake that someone thinks is really bad,
Yeah.
and it's videotaped and it haunts you for the rest of your life. And I'm not even talking about like you know murking somebody or something like that. I'm talking like
A genuine mistake, like, hey,
you genuinely said something out of anger, blah, blah, and they blow it up into this big thing. But I actually think that that's more of a product of control, because our government loves to push those idealism, just like they push race and things like that. They want to push that idealism. That way, everyone's going, "Oh God, I can't say nothing. Oh God, I can't do nothing. Oh God, I can't do this. Oh God, I can't do that. Even if I screw up once, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done." So everybody's in this fight or flight, and everyone's scared all the time from their own government, and it's very Orwellian.
they've pretty much taught us that instead of having someone constantly monitoring you to see what you say, they've like brainwashed us to filter ourselves. And I'm not. That's and when I say that, I don't mean like go out and say some shit to some guy on the side of the street just because he was standing there. But like when you have to think about everything you say 4 times before you say it,
Yeah.
you stop focusing on what's going on around you.
I wonder what happens to your adrenal glands when that happens. Like over say a 20-year span, right? What that does to your body, to your mind, and then that's where I think it gets to the point where, hey, I have a family member, who he's like, hey, at 8 o'clock, phone goes in the basket, internet gets cut off. The only thing we got is TV, each other, and books, and some games. That's it.
Like board games.
Yeah, board games. That's it. Like we have to socialize with each other, or go to bed. And that's just the way it is. Or we can
I
eat,
like that.
stuff like that. But it used to be in my time, if someone called you, like we didn't even have our answering machine. Like you call us, if you didn't get me, it could be a week before I ever see you. It could be I never got the phone call. I mean, it was a real deal. Now you call or text, you expect someone to immediately call back. I mean, I've had people.
And you just sit there.
I turn on my phone. I turn on my phone.
And I've had people, that were younger than me get mad, like when I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I don't remember everything we talked about, or I don't do, you called, what do you need? They're like, I called you 3 years ago. I'm like, man, everybody's so uptight if you don't get an answer right now. And the problem becomes that this is the other end of it. Everybody becomes narcissistic in certain aspects. You're like, God, you're creating this realm of narcissistic people that need instant gratification,
That's how they're
and
getting
they
the
have
instant gratification aspect of it.
no hormonal, no emotional
Control whatsoever.
balance.
Yeah.
They don't have a regulation. And I think as it gets further and further out, you're going to have kids that are like they've never turned a screwdriver, they've never cleaned their room, they've never done dishes. They have to find
That's
somewhere
how it
to
is
put
now.
something that they have.
Forget what's happening. That's how it is now.
But not
I've
everybody has, not the world over.
Not the world over, yeah, but it's already coming. That dystopias are like you can call that is already like coming to life now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it like everywhere. Not only on social media, I'm seeing it with like.
How do you feel about Maslow's triangle then? At the top, right? At the top of Maslow's triangle is self-actualization. That's the other side of dystopia, right? It's if we can become self-actualized and go, okay, I understand me and I understand my place and what I want to do in society, I personally want to do, right? And we can all be together, and you can be doing something I totally don't like, right? And I can be something that you totally don't like. But we live in the same society, and we can do it as long as it's not
And we're
something
still
evil.
Yeah,
right?
and we're still pushing for the greater good of society.
The greater good of ourselves. We're selfish to a point where we want our greater good, but society is also growing in a positive way, And I always see that when you look in the political spectrum, like when you say, oh well, for example, here in California, the train's been a huge thing, right? But they say, well, Europe is full of trains, it's fantastic. And yeah, it is. It's fantastic in Europe. The problem in California is it was supposed to be $30 billion. Now it's $133 billion.
Yeah.
And they haven't even, there's nothing done.
There's no foundation built for it.
And it just seems like all the money is being stolen. And the problem with trying to say, oh, trains are going to be great, especially in a time like right now, is the fact that we already do have self-driving cars that can drive basically. If cars could drive close together like a train, we can add up to 2/3 more cars for roadways in California. So we don't really need the train, especially when you're starting to get eVTOLs, which are the miniature crafts that'll fly you somewhere. They'll fly you they're working on China. They'll pick your car up and fly it to LA, and sat down and you drive your car around LA. Those type of things are on their way. Like the super train is not something that's
really needed.
It's not needed, and I don't know that when it's finally ever even completed.
It's a project that's taking so long that by the time it's completed, it's going to be.
That's why everyone thinks it's a money grab. Yeah. It's just like since the '80s they said we were going to build this new dam, this new waterway, and they've had what 3 different bills for it here that everybody in America, everybody in California has paid into, Republican, Democrat, Independent, whoever, and the dam's still not built. Where's all the money? That's where I think you get all that those problems with government. They're like, okay, well, the government's going to take care of us once AI really gets going. Once we have enough robots, and it's like that's not self-actualization. That's control. So where you got to find that even ground. What do you think?
I think that you guys have very good points, but we are running out of time. I like how I just said that. We are running out of time. And I feel like maybe we can get our final thoughts in, and then okay, go ahead, guys.
Go ahead.
Thank you for being. I love this topic, Mike. It was really good. Thank you guys for watching today. I know today was a little bit of a shorter episode. It happens. It's it's okay. We hope you guys enjoy this form of content. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, where we're just sitting here and talking about robots and the Matrix and dystopia, let us know. And any other type of stuff you guys want to see, don't feel free to
You want to talk about some, finances or things like that. You're like, oh, money's evil, blah blah blah. But like I tell people, you live in the system, you can't change it unless you're the billionaire. Most of the time, all that happens is, you don't become the martyr. There's been billions of people that have tried and they don't become that person that changed everything. So you can live within the system, figure out the money system, and change it from within. Hopefully it doesn't change you. Sometimes that happens too.
And final thought on myself. Fuck yeah, the Raiders are going to the fucking Super Bowl. We drafted fucking Fernando Mendoza, and we're gonna fucking fuck all you motherfuckers. Where you said something? Okay, my bad, bro. I apologize. Hell yeah, Raiders, 2026 Super Bowl, baby.